Welcome to the Ripple Effect by the Alliance. We are committed to raising the frequency of our planet. We'll discuss hot topics, share practical tools and sacred frequencies to reveal the magic in your life. Come laugh, cry, and have fun with us.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Ripple Effect Pod. You are joined, or I am joined rather, by my co-host, Hannah, and Stacia. You will see her. We're going to talk about why you're seeing her picture if you're watching on YouTube. If you're listening, well, you get our beautiful voices as you always do. My name is Sarah. We are the Alliance, and we have an interesting episode for you today. It was this close to not happening, but we're here and we're going to talk about why we showed up. And I'm going to let Hannah, she's got a lot to say about this, so I'm going to let her start off this episode for us today.
Thank you, Sarah. Well, I feel like my desire came true. When we started this podcast, at some point I said, well, we were planning on what we were going to talk about and what the podcast was going to be about. And we're all in agreement that our mission is to do our part, being a drop and creating a ripple effect and helping our viewers create a ripple effect of their own. But at one point I said, we should be talking about the things that are happening to us in the moment. Like what happened last week, how we dealt with it, and how we're moving on. And it kind of happens, but today we are in the thick of it. We have been going through challenges, weddings getting planned, babies being born, high-risk pregnancies happening, traveling internationally,
Insane hours.
breaking bones all over the place, relationships getting upended and the rug getting pulled from under them. I can sit here and list what's going on in each of our lives, and that would be the end of and then at the end it would be the end, because we would have reached the end of the episode. But we're not going to do that. But the reason we are here is because we have a commitment. When we decided to do this podcast, we made a commitment to ourselves, to each other, and to the mission that we set forth. And we have been, and we still are in agreement that this is bigger than us. We don't know who needs to hear this today, but we know that maybe one person might need to hear it. Maybe today, maybe in 3 months, somebody watches a replay and says, what is this? And we'll hear this message today. And it will make a difference. I am sure of that. Every time we step up to the plate and say, we're doing this no matter what, some miracle actually happens. It's also a gift for us, because when we do this and we rise up and face our fears, face our challenges, face our insecurities, and show up even though we don't feel like it. I literally had green hair 3 days ago, last Friday. I had to live with green hair. I went to a new hairdresser and my hair had green hues to it. Okay? I was thinking I was going to come out looking spectacular, like Farrah Fawcett. And here I am, green hair looking more like the Grinch. What am I going to say? I'm not going to show up to the podcast because I have green hair. Too bad. It's not about me. It's not about my green hair. It's not about anything that I may be feeling right now. It's about the big picture. It's about our why. It's about the long-term goals, the long-term desires that are not going to happen in one day. Right now, I think we have three viewers whom we love dearly.
We love all three of you. We have more than that, but
and we love you and we appreciate you, but we're not out there being viral. And the easiest thing would be, oh, nobody's watching us, why do it? That's the first excuse that we could use, you know. But guess what? We don't care. We might be 3 feet from gold, right? We might just be 3 feet from gold and we just don't know it yet. So we are going to keep on showing up, and we're going to keep on keeping on, and we're going to share a little bit about what's going on. Each one of us is going to tell you a little bit of just a little overview of what is really going on in our lives. And I'm going to invite Stacia to start, because apparently she took the trophy of more craziness and chaos
And the
happening.
award goes to.
Yeah, and the award. What's the Stacia?
Oh
my
there
gosh.
she is! Oh my god! I feel like I should ring a bell or something. Oh my god, you look gorgeous.
Everybody, we all had just so much happening. And I find it very interesting that I had my angel team call with Kyle Gray, and he talked about this. And he talked about how life has been so magical and spectacular, and yet there's just challenges after challenges, some challenges at the same time as challenges. And he's like, seriously, WTF, why is this happening?
Yeah.
And so he said he tuned in, and what he was receiving is that we're like on an accelerated path right now. The earth is really it's just really giving us these opportunities to evolve with it. And that opportunity to evolve means we got to hold more. We got to be able to take in more. We've got to be able to not let that knock us down. And, truthfully, I really wanted to just stay down. But I know that I can't, because as Hannah lets us know, once you're on this Hotel California, you there's no going back. And you might want to wallow in these sorrows and why me's and why is this happening? But then you're gonna see why. You're gonna know the lesson. It's all gonna just like someone took a highlighter and it's like, check this out. This is why. This is what you need to know. And this is how you keep continuing to get stronger and how you can continue to move forward. So I'm a box right now at the beginning of this, because I had a problem with my air conditioner and my son has been helping me. And today was supposed to be, let's clean it up and get it on. And we discovered all kinds of more issues with it. And it's just like something else. Why? But then it's like, you know what? I just have to decide that I'm going to get into this eye of this hurricane that's just going all around me and just knocking stuff off my path and creating all these horrible, storms. And I just have to decide that I'm okay and I'm here. And whatever we're going to talk about, whatever you're going to pick up from this, maybe you're going to need to hear this because something's happening in your life and you're wanting to take yourself out and not deal with it. But when we do that, life has a funny way of bringing it back again. So it's always better to just face it, feel it, and release it to move forward. So here we are.
And I have to add something to that, because we have each other and we hold ourselves accountable, right? Today I was like, nope. You're like, no, we're not doing the, I'm like, no, we are doing this. And you're like, well, no, I really can't do this. And I'm like, no.
I was visibly dirty. Like I have dirt on me. Dirt.
I'm like, wash your face. Wash your face. Or show up with a dirty face.
Mm-hmm.
I said, show
gorgeous.
up. But this is going to happen because there's gold right here. And had we stepped away from it and said, oh no, it's too hard, It's like my partner Hal when I used to teach speed reading, he would tell people it's too hard. People would why it's too hard. Yeah, well, life is freaking hard sometimes, but there's also magic in here. And so for all the people out there who might not have a support system, who might not have someone to hold them accountable, who have to be a self-starter, a self-goer, a self-ignited person. Ooh, that's the name of my next program, Self-Ignited.
Writing it down for you.
I'm like, ooh, I like that. You might just be scrolling through and all of a sudden hit on this. And I'm going to tell you right now that that was not an accident. And you're listening to this for a reason. And Stacey's talking about an air conditioner because it's what's happening right now this morning. But what she hasn't told you is about her broken toe, her son's broken arm or elbow, her other son's pink eye, her dad's stroke.
Yeah.
Okay, it's not an air conditioning here. That the reason why
Oh,
is
that's just
air conditioning is the cherry on the sundae. It's the sprinkles on her already iced cake, and I was like, wash your face and show up because somebody has to hear that this is going on and that you're still showing up and you can still find the strength from somewhere and pull it from wherever you need to and keep going when all we want to do some days is just sit down and cry.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, because there are things that we just cannot change.
Right.
There are things that are happening regardless of how we feel or if we like it or if we think it's too hard. They're still happening. But they're not going to take us down because we are strong, we are powerful, and sometimes we forget. And maybe it's just life reminding us what we're made of. Right? Sarah, do you want to share what's going on in your world?
yeah. For me, it hasn't been like things happening that like broken limbs and things like that. For me, it was an absolutely exhausting schedule. And if you know me, I like my sleep, and I haven't been getting that. And like God's like, no, we're gonna take that away for a little bit. um last week I was teaching sorry. Last week I was teaching a course that would go until about 10:30 at night, and then I would still be working until probably 1 in the morning. Would come home, get some sleep, get up, prep all day, and then and mark and help students, and then back teaching that night. So I told these ladies I barely have I was literally living and breathing in that schedule. Self-inflicted, learn, know for next time, right? Maybe a whole episode learning from our experiences. And it was exhausting, but at the same time within that, I found I was pinching myself with and thinking how grateful I was that I got to do that. I was like, wow, I'm getting paid to do this. It was so fun. It was so natural to me, and I loved it. It was so much fun. It was the first time that I had taught this course in person, and people were also online too, so it was a hybrid. So it was challenging, it was exhausting, it was exhausting for the students. And then I wrapped up around 3 a.m. on Friday, and had to be up at 7 a.m. My eyes don't see that time too often, to go volunteer. I had committed to volunteering at a run. And then I had to
Why not?
prepare
Because why not?
because why not? And then I had the opportunity for another for a contract for a job come up. When would that have been? Monday morning, they wanted me in and they wanted me to prepare a 15-minute presentation. So I did that all day Sunday. I did the presentation on Monday, and then I was completing what do you call it, report cards. And I think I got to bed at around 6 a.m. No, it wasn't night, it was this morning. And I'm like, okay, Andrew, make sure I'm up by 11:30. That'll give me 5 hours sleep or so. And when I woke up, Stacia had sent a message that she didn't think she could do it because of what was going on with the air conditioner. And I'll be honest, for a moment, I was like, oh, thank God. For a moment, I was relieved. I was like, okay, well, I'm not going to go back to bed, but at least I don't have to get myself all together right away and all this. And then I said, no, I'm going to be ready no matter what. Then Hannah, of course, because somehow one of us is always there to lift everybody up and to be that one person and be like, hey, no, we can do this. Don't give up. Like, we can do this. And it will be so powerful if we do it, because guaranteed this is happening. And like Hannah said at the beginning of this episode, we're getting what we asked for, right? We wanted to be able to show up for all of you in the moment through the things we were going through, because we knew that's where the ripple effect would happen for all of you and where the power would come in. So for Hannah to encourage us, and it was immediate switch. As soon as she said, no, we're going to do this, I was on board. I'm like, yep, we're going to do it. Oh, I just saw, did you guys see that? That was, whoa, okay. Not gonna cry. For those of you listening, there was like a little, I don't know, what do you call it? Like a orb thing going by?
Orb.
An orb went by. And I was like, okay, confirmation. So as soon as you said that, I was like, okay, I'm on board. And Stacia's so amazing. She was like, okay, I'm doing this. And I hope I would have done the same thing, but I don't know that I would have, Stacia. So I'm really proud of you. And you were a good example to me today, how to show up. And Hannah was too. And I said to her before we started that she's such a gift to us. And she always makes sure we're like centered. And it's not like, okay, let's just get on. She recognizes when we need a minute, and she takes a minute with us. So I feel so blessed to have you both. I will say, though, I want to add, for the people who don't have that, right? I can't remember if we did the episode now, or if we're going to do the episode on the people you surround yourself with. So if you're not in a position yet where you're surrounded by people who can uplift you, I know that how hard that can be. Listen, let us be your people for now. Okay. Listen to this episode, listen to it over and over, listen to our other episodes. If ever you're in a moment where you're like, I could so easily give up because it's too hard, I'm too tired, there's too much going on. Let us be the example of you can show up no matter what. And how did you say it at the start, Hannah? I wanted to say come hell or high water, but you said it nicely.
Oh well, we can change
through thin, through thick or
high water.
Yeah.
I said through thick or through thin, but I like come hell or high water.
Yeah, either way. I'm I believe that we're here today for you listening, because so many challenges can face us. Sickness. Stacia mentioned her well, she's her son, well, Hannah mentioned it for her, and her dad. Like, that's a lot to carry, and for us to still show up for our commitments is powerful. And I'm honored to be on this journey with all of you. And Hannah can sometimes be modest, but she's going through, your whole world is turned upside down right now. So I'm going to pass it back over to you.
Yeah, it's been a little bit stressful because a little bit stressful because I'm in Tennessee right now, and I came for the birth of my second grandson, which has been wonderful. But my daughter was going through a high risk situation that didn't appear to be as high risk. It was like medium risk, we were being told, but it turned out that we had a marvelous doctor who felt that something was wrong. My daughter was literally 2 centimeters away from this baby supposedly coming out, so it was very challenging to make a decision to do a C-section at that point, when it's like, I am so close. But the doctor said, I am feeling that something is not right. I don't know what it is. But my daughter made the right decision. They all made the right call. I wasn't in the room. I was taking care of my other grandson, but I literally was at home holding space for magic to happen. My daughter told me she felt me physically in the room the entire time. I know she did, because I've been doing that since she's little, where she would travel and I would hug her and she would feel my hugs. And so she felt me the entire time. And when the doctor pulled the baby out, realized that the baby would have not made it through those last 2 centimeters and would have probably suffocated. So we were 15 minutes away from a tragedy. And all I can do is, in the moment when you hear that, I was so raw and felt for the people that actually have that result instead of the wonderful one that I had. Right, that my daughter had. Okay, she has to recover from a C-section. At first she felt like, oh, I failed. I'm like, you didn't fail. You made this beautiful, beautiful baby boy. And they're both alive and well, thank God. But I've had a couple of weeks of literally waking up in the morning and just sitting there with myself and with God and just saying, thank you. Thank you, thank you. And it is so appropriate for the gratitude challenge, because it's like, it could have gone so badly, right? And sometimes things go that badly, right? Now I have to move again. I have to figure out how to fit my car with all the stuff that I have. I have to drive myself back to Philadelphia, to a house that has no bathroom, literally. I thought I had a toilet there, and I just found out not only is there not a toilet, but there is not a bathroom. There is no floor, there are no walls, there is a hole where there should be a bathroom. And my friend, it's like every time I do something, I find something really dangerous and I have to keep taking stuff out. Because, we were saved, I think. I don't think it was that bad, but potentially the bathtub could have ended up in the kitchen on the first floor. Potentially. So, and now it's like, okay, well, this is my chance to take out the bathtub and put a shower, because I don't like baths. We've talked about that before. So I'm going to go in and put in a shower and put in heated floors and put insulation around the walls, because it's a bathroom that hits the walls on the outside, that has no heating, no AC, and also no insulation. Nice purchase. I want to know where the inspector to that house is right now, because I'm going to go have words with him. Let me buy this house. And I'm like, every time we do something, it's like, holy cow, how is this house still standing? Never mind.
That's another episode.
That's another story for another day. But bottom line, we are committed to you, our listeners, to each other, and to ourselves. And here we are, showing up no matter what for you, telling you that we love you, that there's a place inside of you where there's peace and there's calm, and you should just take a moment when you think that you can't go on anymore, and go inside and find that peace for a moment. And that will be your fuel to continue carry on. Because I'm sure Stacey's day is going to have changed today for this moment. And for that, I'm eternally grateful. And thank you, ladies, for the opportunity. And thank you all for the opportunity to serve you. Because that is the reason that we're here. No matter what, no matter how, crazy our life is now, but we're looking at the big picture. We're looking at the long term. And it's so easy to get derailed from your goals by the minutia of the day. And sometimes we call it minutia, but it's huge, right? It's huge. You feel like it's a boulder just like squashing you like a little cockroach, you know? And there's stress, and there's other people's opinions, and there's other people's feelings, and there's other people counting on us that we have to deliver on. But this is bigger than any of that.
This is bigger than us.
Bigger than us.
Thank you, ladies. I hope this episode helps, like Hannah said, even if it helps one person, we've completed our mission, and I'm so proud of us for showing up. You got the raw, real version here. You always do, but you got an extra raw version because we're going through it with you in the moment. Often we've gone through something, then we come back and reflect on it. But right now we're in it, and we wanted to share from that place. And I hope it was powerful and inspiring, and creates a ripple effect in your life. Thank you all for being here. Don't tell me you have a quote, lady.
I may have a quote. Just
Oh my
from the top
God.
of my head. Just from the top of my head.
Quote of the day.
As we're talking about, having this gratitude and just realizing that you have this connection within yourself, and we've got to build that trust with us. We look for this certainty outside of ourselves, but it's really how we handle life is we create that certainty within us. And one thing that Kyle Gray said that I feel like would just be it's perfect is, he used to always say that we are all equal, and it actually triggered someone's, because when you look at it, life is not equal. Some of us really don't get a fair shake in anything, where other people are just born with whatever they want. So he set with that, and what came out of that was love forgets no one. And just that statement, being able to realize that no matter what's going on around you, you're loved because you are love. And we've got to be able to tap into that. So I just wanted to share that.
Wow. Stacia, oh my
Thank
God.
you, Stacia.
Thank you. I needed to hear that. I know Hannah did, and I know probably everybody listening did. And wow, we said we said, you know what? We'll add in a quote after. Don't worry about that. Like, let's just get on camera, and don't worry about the quote. And I should have known. I should have known you would be you're so incredible. So I'm so impressed. And here we are with our quote.
It's just, but it's just so potent. It's just such a short little love forgets no one.
Sometimes less is more. Yeah.
But you know what, Stacia? What I find so amazing is that you think you're saying somebody else's quote. But the quote is a result of yourself.
Yeah.
And the way you set it up was even more powerful than the quote itself.
Yeah, I agree.
So, so thank you for being you. Thank you for being a part of the Alliance. Really, I could not be more blessed by you two ladies. And I hope that really it is my biggest desire from my heart that the listeners actually get to know you better and get a glimpse of the caliber of people that you are, and get to count us, as we're going to have an episode called Pick Your Five, right? Because we become the average of the 5 people closest to us. So you can count us, or 1 or 2 or the 3 of us, as your 5, as part of your 5, right? So we can all start rising up and creating making a difference in the world. When people say that one person can't make a difference and one person can't change the world, and I have to fully disagree. We can have an episode on examples on how one person has changed the world for good, for better, for worse. But one person can actually have the power to change the world, and so each one of you and each one of us, we can change the world, and so it is. Here we are, doing our little, being our little drop of water in the bucket of life.
Beautiful. All right. Beautiful way to end the episode. Thank you all again for being here, and we will see you on the next episode.
Bye.
Thank you for tuning in to The Ripple Effect by the Alliance with Hannah Martinez,
Stacia Stove.
And Sarah Jane Lita. We hope you're now vibing high and ready to create your own ripple.
Drop a comment or email to let us know the ripple effect that you are creating.
Music by our very own Hannah Martinez, and music production by Onel Moulet.
Follow us on Instagram at The Ripple Effect Pod for more high vibration content. Please rate and review us wherever you listen. Until next time.